Hey everyone, this is Rousador's Pokemon Shenanigans, bringing you another run of Invasive Species, the Gen 3 series where we run Hoenn Mons in Kanto, and Kanto Mons in Hoenn. Our Mons have max IVs, a hidden power of our choosing, natural gift style. We choose the nature and the ability if there's more than one. My rules for the series are fully fleshed out in the description, but enough semantics, let's get into the challenge. Now, Pikachu is technically on the Hoenn Dex as you can catch one in the Safari Zone, but between not being able to catch one outside of the Safari Zone and Kanto being its home region, it fits the bill for our series. Our fourth and final starter, no, Eevee doesn't count since Blue uses Eevee and Yellow, not us. Either way, it's going to be interesting to see how Pikachu measures up to Plusle, who had a pretty awesome run in Fire Red. 320 base stat total with 90 of those points in speed. And it's kind of weird seeing Pikachu's physical attack being slightly better than its special, considering that its best moves are Thunderbolt and Thunder. But what can you do? Either way, we don't hit very hard, and unfortunately we don't have the Gen 1 speed crit mechanics on our side. In addition to the features I summarized before, we also give our Mons a single egg move in this series. Here's Pikachu's to choose from. Well, like Plusle, it gets Wish, which is cool. But I don't see too much else on here that I want, and I want to change things a bit up from Plusle. Because this is Pikachu, the series mascot, here in Gen 3 it also gets a couple of special event moves. So instead of egg moves, we're going to pull from the list right here. We can pick from Fly and Surf, and yes, we are battling Roxanne on minimum battles because we picked Surf. This will probably take a few tries if we can even do it, and if not, then I'll just level up off the trainer's inner gym. Anyway, Surf is the better choice, of course, but Fly would also be convenient for getting her on Hoenn's map. But beyond that convenience, which would only be available to us after defeating Winona, Surf is just straight up better, and it's going to be a heck of a difference maker here in the beginning, again, as you're seeing on screen. I've never actually used a Surfing Pikachu before, so this should be fun. What are its other moves? Our level up moves aren't too shabby. Thunderbolt at 26 is pretty sweet, and Thunder at 41. Because we have Surf this run, we can mix in some sweet Rain Dance strats alongside Thunder. And speaking of TMs, Pikachu's coverage is better than Plusle's for sure, with stuff like Brick Break added into the mix. But what I really want is Rain Dance. We're gonna have to wait until we get the Balance Badge to use Surf outside of battle to get the TM from the abandoned ship though. And you may be wondering why I named this Pikachu Kinley. My niece, Kinley, likes Pikachu, and one day when she was watching me work some editing magic, she wanted to be named after the Pikachu, so I made it so. And that was pretty sweet, defeating Roxanne on the minimum battles. Thanks, Surf. Well, we are certainly moseying along here, aren't we? At this point in the Plusle run, Plusle was well on its way to grinding to try to defeat Brock, but here we are, ready to hit the second gym. And thanks to Surf saving us a ton of grinding to defeat Roxanne, we're clocking in here at Brawley at under an hour, at 42 minutes exactly. Pretty sweet. That said, this is gonna be a pretty hard fight because we're a bit underleveled. Brawley's two Pokemon hit hard and we have terrible physical defense. Well, we do take down Machop after a couple of Surfs. This is looking promising, though we only have about half of our health left. After Sand Attack, we paralyze it with Thunder Wave, but it goes for Arm Thrust, and we lose. I remember that thing being really annoying with Arm Thrust in our Squirtle run. I think that if we can get by Machop without taking damage, which means it's going to have to use a Bulk Up, then we should have a shot here. And hey, on this attempt, that's exactly what we get. Thanks, RNG. And we do paralyze Makuhita immediately, but thanks to Sand Attack, we miss a few Surfs. Our Oranberry brings us back up to 30 health, and we connect with our final Surf, finishing off Brawley. So next up is May 2, and well, we're in a bit of trouble here because she leads off with a Shroomsh, and I didn't learn Slam. Why is that bad exactly? Because this Shroomsh has Stun Spore, Leech Seed, and Mega Drain. And I mean, Slam isn't an amazing move, 80 base power, 75 accuracy, it's bad Iron Tail. But it would have been the best move to use against the Shroomsh. At the time I was keeping Thundershock because I'm thinking of stuff like same type attack bonus. And then I realized later on that I could have gotten Thunderbolt at level 26. I should have just gotten rid of Thundershock. I mean, when we reset, Shroomsh gained all of its health back. And that's far from the only obstacle in this fight. May now has a Marsh Stomp. Being part ground type, we cannot use our electric moves on it. Surf will still deal neutral damage, which is nice. but it's only going to take one mud shot to take us out. So I had two things to choose from. I could either go level up off of mostly wild Pokemon at this point, because I have been leveling up off of trainers specifically for this fight, or I could go with Double Team, which Pikachu does learn via level up, and I decided to go with that because I didn't want to over level, because my thought process was, hey, if I get too much XP, if I get too high of a level, not only will Pikachu's time and rank kind of suffer from it, but other parts of the challenge might be too easy if I over-level. And since our ace in the hole against the Pokemon she leads off with is Slam, which misses 1/4 of the time anyway, there's already a lot of luck being introduced into the equation. And now, as you're seeing on screen, there are tons of attempts I take here, and even whenever I get to set up all 6 double teams, out comes Marshtomp and just hits us with already not 100 accuracy Mud Shot. It's pretty irritating to go through, but again, I think this is the better play. If I were to do this all over again, I would pick Slam over Thunder Shock, just so I had something that could hit Shrooms kind of hard. And Double Team does have a bit of strategy here, because moves like Stun Spore and Leech Seed don't have 100 accuracy, so as long as we can set them up and it keeps missing, we'll be alright. And we have a Sherry Berry to help cure paralysis a single time, which, believe me, will come in very, very handy. When I say that this took many tries, I mean it. But hey, for the first time in Pokemon Invasive Species, we get to see the full terror that is Rival 2 here in Hoenn on full display. Eventually, we get a run where she misses enough times with Stun Spore to where we use a Sherry Berry and are at Marshtomp with full health. Marshtomp also has to miss Mud Shot 3 times because Surf is a 4-shot, still the best move to use against it. After Marshtomp is Numel, who is 4 times weak to Surf, so we finally win this horrible, horrible fight. Speaking of horrible fights, it's Watson time, so can't wait to lose that a bunch of times. 1 hour 27 minutes before battling Watson, still pretty sweet. 2 Surfs take down Magnemite, it just wastes time with Thunder Wave, which we cure with a Sherry Berry. Likewise with Voltorb, 2 Surfs, and although we get crit by Spark, no Paralysis, I'll take that crit over Paralysis any day. As Magneton comes out, we go for Thunder Wave as it does the same to us, so now we're both paralyzed. We trade Surf and Supersonic, end up hitting ourselves in confusion, but he loses his turn. We go for Surf and it loses its turn again. Oh man, usually Thunder Wave's annoying against us, but it was the linchpin to Pikachu's success here against Watson. I can't believe that we won that on the first try. My spirits are slightly restored, and I think that our feels good is going to be continuing for a bit here because Maxie shouldn't be a problem. And at 1 hour 49 minutes, Plusle was in fact still grinding in Viridian Forest and west of Viridian City. Maxie sends out Mightyena, we go for Thunderbolt, deal great damage, and it goes for Bite. Well, I'm happy with that because I'll take anything over Sand Attack. I'm surprised he didn't heal Mightyena. Thunderbolt one-shots Golbat. I don't think that crit was necessary at all. Normally, Camerupt would be a great matchup against us, but we have Surf. It's 4 times weak to it. Yeah, get out of here, son. I just look at Maxie and think, like, get out of here, kid. You got no future. Well, let's go ahead and make our way to Flannery. We have Surf. She shouldn't be too bad, and we're clocking in still under 2 hours at 1 hour 52 minutes. Gosh dang, Pikachu. And now this might shock you guys, but Slugma was a one-shot with Surf. And her second almost identical Slugma is also a one-shot with Surf, although Torkoal probably isn't going to be. And hey, speaking of Torkoal, Surf's up, buddy, and we deal just over half to her, and Overheat does one-shot us. Okay. So we either need a critical hit on Surf, or she needs to miss Overheat. 10% chance of that, so let's farm out some attempts, shall we? I go for Thunderbolt out of curiosity, and it's also a one-shot on Slugma. Cool. Yeah, that looks like a consistent one-shot. No damage ranges there, I hope. I go for Thunderbolt against Torkoal, hoping for a Paralysis. Don't get it. However, Overheat misses, and we should be good to take it out with Surf. And look at that, we are. Wow, I thought that would take a lot more tries considering that Overheat has 90 accuracy. Not gonna complain though. And against Norman, yeah, Facade's gonna take us out real quick. The reason why I went for Surf before we got wiped out was because I didn't want Paralysis from Thunderbolt because it does have Facade, as you see, and if it's paralyzed, it will definitely one-shot us. But that was very silly of me because Thunderbolt was a 2-shot on it and Vigoroth too. And I just love the genius that is Norman's AI. It could definitely finish us off with Facade. It does know it, but it keeps going for Focus Punch. Focus Punch is a 2-turn attack, and if you get attacked, or I should say if you take damage, whilst you're charging your punch, you lose focus and lose your turn. It does have 150 base power though, so it's a very high risk, high reward move. But unfortunately for Norman, it was high risk and 0 reward. I'll take our badge, thanks Dad. Next up, we're gonna head to Fortree, and 2 hours 30 minutes. Wow, look at that. Plusle is finally in Mount Moon. Actually, I think it was at Cerulean City at this point. Now, normally May here is a pushover, but with Marsh Stomp's damage with Mud Shot and Shrooms again resisting Thunderbolt, not so. I actually have to talk about this fight for a change. And as I watch this fight, I'm like, yeah, I should have just hit 26 and got Thunderbolt before fighting her before Mauville City. Oh well, it's how you learn. Now, thanks to the rain, Surf is doing pretty good damage against Marsh Stomp, but all he has to do is hit us with Mud Shot, and we lose. Okay, looks like we're using Double Team again. Give me a minute. I have to say, I knew that going into this that Rival 2 would be difficult, but I'm so used to this rival fight being free that I wasn't expecting this as an obstacle, especially because it's raining out and therefore Surf does more damage, neutral damage, to Marsh Stomp. It's an extremely rare instance of May feeling like an actual rival. And hey, thanks to our one use of Double Team, Mud Shot misses, Marsh Stomp goes down, and we win the fight because, again, double super effective against Numel in the rain. And now, as we get ready to battle Winona, unfortunately, I forgot to buy the TM for Hidden Power, which you can buy at Slateport's Bazaar. Also, still under 3 hours, very nice. That said, we match up very well against this team, but Altaria does no Earthquake. As the battle starts, Swellow slips in Quick Attack before we one-shot it with Thunderbolt. Now, that's all well and good, but watch this. Thunderbolt doesn't do much damage to Altaria, and there's Earthquake, and we lose. I actually don't know if Hidden Power Ice would have one-shot Altaria, considering how little damage neutral Thunderbolt did. But the point is, I was trying to go fast, and by going fast, I ended up going slow in this fight in particular. Because without Hidden Power Ice, we really don't have anything great to deal with Altaria. I mean, yeah, there's Thunder Wave, we can hope for Paralysis and all that good stuff. But beyond that, all it's going to take is one Earthquake to finish us off. That oversight of not going to Slateport, just rewatching this footage is really frustrating because I'm like, come on, man, take like a couple minutes to go get Hidden Power when you're coming back from Flannery's gym. It's what I do in my Emerald runs, too. I'll go buy Hidden Power just in case I need it. I don't give myself Hidden Power in those Emerald runs, though. That's not Invasive Species. But even here in Invasive Species, that's what I would do, and I didn't do that here. And because of that error in judgment, we have to set up Double Team against Swellow. Not the worst thing in the world. It won't go for Aerial Ace because it's ineffective. Thanks to our setup, Altaria misses 2 Earthquakes and we take it out. And after Altaria, I mean, it pretty much goes back to normal because Pelipper's double weak to us and Skarmory is weak to Thunderbolt as well. I can tell you right now that I learned my lesson here. Always stop at Slateport. Stop at Slateport. Now, against the optional rival here at Lily Cove, Swellow, of course, isn't a problem whatsoever. But then Marsh Stomp comes out, and Surf isn't dealing the best damage, under half, and 2 Mud Shots will take us down. Even with a Citrus Berry to give us 30 hit points back, we don't have enough HP to tank another Mud Shot. Man, it's so weird, but kind of awesome that May has been so hard this entire run. I don't count the first fight, because obviously that one's easy. This time, however, thanks to terrible move choice and actually missing Mud Shot by 5%, we get past the Marsh Stomp. Now, it was pretty embarrassing that Squirtle lost to Wally, 3 times in his run? But man, losing to May just, that's a whole different level of embarrassment, although we are playing as a Pikachu, and we're not even all that over-leveled. Considering that we hit 40 in this fight, I'd say we did pretty good, all things considered. Now, as we get ready to battle Tate and Liza, you'll see that I taught Thunder. It misses about a third of the time, but it's way stronger, especially with Same type. I think it's worth the risk. Let's find out if it was. Well, it does about 2/3 to Solrock, that's nice. Unfortunately, I overestimate Surf's damage, causing Solrock to be left with a sliver, so now we're pretty much a sitting duck. The twins heal Solrock, we miss with Thunder, and Lunatone takes us out very easily with Psychic. And Thunder does a lot less damage to Lunatone, so yeah, Solrock is the target. Hey, don't you like that the twins are actually attacking our throwaway Pokemon like they're supposed to? Miracles do happen. And in this attempt here, it's just us and Lunatone, but we get hit by Psychic and taken out. Well, we have our strategy, we just have to get it to stick, which means that Lunatone, at least once, has to go for Hypnosis and either miss, which would be amazing. But we have a Chesto Berry just in case it does connect. Ideally, we get a Hypnosis hit, Sleep Cured, and then turn to Hypnosis miss. And then there are just times where things go our way. We hit Lunatone with Thunder and paralyze it. And the icing on the cake, it loses its turn to paralysis. Alright, we're gonna switch to Surf here. Because if we hit Lunatone with Thunder, they're just gonna heal it. Our follow-up Thunder connects and takes out Lunatone. Sweet. Solrock sets up Sunny Day and almost takes us out with Flamethrower, so we have a double team up just for safety. Good thing, too, because Psychic misses. I switched to Surf despite it having less damage, and Sunny Day because Thunder has 50 accuracy now. Well, thanks to one double team, man, that was like the luckiest fight ever. We really needed that. I mean, Pikachu has been consistently great with keeping around the level range of the gym leaders. As for Maxie, we set up Rain Dance, get hit by Scary Face, and then get hit by Swagger. We have a Person Berry just for such an occasion. We go to finish off Mightyena, but he swaps into Camera, soaking up that Thunder, but we're still faster. Surf takes it out. Mightyena's back out, Maxie goes to heal it, but thanks to Rain Dance, Surf is able to take it out. As Crobat comes out, it goes for Air Cutter, we miss Thunder, it hits us with Wing Attack. Thunder hits this time, obviously one-shotting because Crobat is weak to our same type Thunder. So as we battle Wallace, things are pretty interesting here. We go and set up Rain Dance and Sweet Kiss misses. Turns out we have a speed tie with Love Disc. I was not expecting that. And thankfully Sweet Kiss does miss again, so we're able to take it out with a single Thunder. But out comes Whiscash, and although Surf does good damage, it has Earthquake, same type, and yeah, we're gone. Now, you might think that we're in serious trouble, and we kind of are. But we're not in as much trouble as you think, because Whiscash does love to go for Rain Dance. It loves going for Amnesia, does on this attempt, and that's why we don't two-shot it and it takes us out. But Gen 3 loves its status with moves like Amnesia and Sand Attack, but it also loves its weather effects for some reason. So all we have to do is just keep trying until Whiscash is like, well, one-shotting Pikachu would suck, so let's set up Rain Dance and really help it and ourselves out. Truly tact and wit that only the 8th gym leader of a region could properly utilize. With Rain Dance up, Thunder cannot miss, out comes Celio, down goes Celio. And although Seaking has Swift Swim, we are still faster and take it out with Thunder. I knew getting rid of Thunderbolt for Thunder was the right play. Even my Milotic with its exceptional special defense, no match for Thunder. Okay, time to beat up Wally and take his lunch money. We have Hidden Power Ice, so Altaria's not going to be a problem at all. I do set up Rain Dance first because I think we'll need it. Delcatty's next, but it is a one-shot with Thunder. We'll switch to Surf for Magneton, goes down in one shot. Hidden Power Ice does not one-shot Roselia, that's fine. Wally heals, all we do is get hit by Leech Seed, not a big deal. Out comes Gardevoir, and, well, Wally, being the 4D chess IQ galaxy brain that he is, rather than going for Psychic and taking us out, he just goes for a double team. Hey, that's my move. You can't use my move, bro. Case in point, we didn't even take damage from Gardevoir. Wow, 4 hours and 55 minutes before fighting Sydney. Man, Pikachu just bulldozed through a Hoenn. Very impressive. And to kick things off here, we don't miss with Thunder, we don't get hit by Sand Attack, Mightyena eliminates itself with Takedown. Next up is Cacturn. Hidden Power is almost a one-shot, but unfortunately for us, because it survives, it goes for Cotton Spore and hits, so our speed is down by 2 stages. And, I mean, we take it out without taking any damage, but I don't like that speed drop. I say that because Sharpedo is faster and makes very short work of us. I don't think it needed us to hit ourselves in Confusion to take us out with Surf. It does get same type from it. I should have leveled up a little bit. Now, I know we're going to have to level up for Steven anyway because half of his team has Earthquake, and you've seen just how devastating a single Earthquake user is throughout the course of this run. But unfortunately, although Pikachu has done a pretty good job for the most part throughout Hoenn, man, I did not expect Sydney to be anywhere near this difficult. And it's a lot worse once Mightyena uses Sand Attack multiple times. Now, we do have Rain Dance Thunder to bypass it, but that won't deal effective damage against Cacturn or Shiftry, which we haven't gotten to yet. Yeah, we're getting shut down way too hard by Sydney here, and we're going to need levels for Steven anyway, so let's go get some. And by some, I mean quite a bit. At our new level of 79, Thunder easily one-shots Mightyena. Next up is Cacturne. Hidden Power Ice one-shots it, no surprise there. Thunder does not miss Sharpedo, thankfully. And for Absol, we'll set up Rain Dance just in case we miss. That thing is freakish strong. Last is Shiftry. It's weak to Hidden Power Ice. Down it goes. Next up is Phoebe, and I seem to recall one of her Dusclops, the second one I think, has Earthquake. But fortunately for us, Dusclops does not hit very hard. It's a bulky defensive Pokemon meant to stall out. Now against the first one, we're going to take a chance and set up Rain Dance because this thing knows Curse, and it goes for Shadow Punch. Neat. I mean, even that crit did such little damage to us. Earthquake, however, did a lot of damage. Thanks to the Citrus Berry, she doesn't heal Dusclops. So Thunder ends at Sableye. It doesn't miss, but it misses the final Bayonet, and we go down to Shadow Ball. Yeah, if Earthquake from Dusclops did that much damage, no way are we surviving one from Metagross, and probably not Claydol either, since it gets same type from it. All it takes to beat Phoebe is not missing Thunder when Rain Dance ends, and now we're at Glacia, and I suspect that this one's going to be pretty easy. She has 3 Pokemon who are weak to us. Glalie number 1 setting up Light Screen, not a big deal. Thanks to Surf's damage, we're able to take it out, and although Light Screen does protect against special attacks, it's not going to do much for Celio or Walrein. Light Screen fades when Glalie 2 comes out, and yeah, nice clean victory against Glacia. And next up is Drake, and I'm sorry to say, just not even going to bother covering this fight because we have Hidden Power Ice, we are pretty over-leveled, and 4 out of the 5 Pokemon he uses are 4 times weak to Ice, so yeah, not a lot of suspense to be had here. The only one who's not 4 times weak to it is Shelgon, and Shelgon is by far his worst Pokemon. So yeah, Drake is, well, you see it on screen, Drake's already gone. I didn't even finish up that ad-lib. Still, with how great our success has been against the Elite Four being over-leveled, who saw that coming? Steven, on the other hand, yeah, still pretty worried about him. Like I said, he has 3 users of Earthquake, and we flat out can't harm Claydol with our Electric move. On the bright side, however, we actually don't have to worry about Skarmory at all this run because we have a Pecha Berry just in case of Toxic. That means we can safely set up Rain Dance. Well, it goes for Spikes, and I mean, that's all the same. One shot, down it goes. Aggron comes out first, but the Rain's up, Surf's up, down goes Aggron. Steven sends out Metagross next. Thunder does awesome damage. We paralyze it, and it loses its turn to Paralysis. Well, I'm not one to look a gift horse in the mouth. The follow-up Thunder easily takes it out. Next up, he sends out Cradilly. I wasn't expecting that. Hidden Power Ice does about 3/4. We get hit by Confusory. We power through Confusion to set up Rain Dance. We're going to need it. We power through Confusion again to take out Cradilly with Hidden Power. Steven sends out Claydol next, and unfortunately, this time we hit ourselves in Confusion, allowing Claydol to easily finish us off with Earthquake. Yep, we needed all those levels, but even then, we still can't survive Earthquake. So, second try, Skarmory goes the exact same way, Aggron goes the exact same way, and Metagross goes the exact same way. Wow, like, really? Cradilly, however, does not go the same way. It goes straight for Ancient Power and gets itself paralyzed off of Static, which doesn't amount to much, but hey, at least we're able to set up Rain Dance and take out Cradilly pretty much just like before, but with less health. This time we're not confused, so Claydol is a one-shot with Surf. Armaldo's last, but it's part Rock type, so yeah, 1 Surf, and we win. Man, that was an interesting run for sure. Definitely full of mistakes that I could have prevented. And if I could do this all over again, I would have gotten Thunderbolt for the second rival fight. And I wouldn't have forgotten Hidden Power to take out Winona. But hey, at the end of the day, these runs aren't perfect. I'm far from the best Pokemon player. I'd go as far as to say I'm not great, actually. I just kind of have fun making these videos. But it's a real shame for Pikachu, because Pikachu was pretty good for the most part. The level was kept pretty low. And some of the fights were hard, but we found ways to get around them. If not double team, then using something like, say, Wallace going for Rain Dance when he should have gone for Earthquake on his Whiscash. Now, Pikachu's level 81 puts that in the D tier. 721 is C tier, but I'm gonna go ahead and put Pikachu in the D tier because we got really, really lucky against Steven. And it just fumbled so hard at the end. That's hard to ignore. Next up is Pokemon Fire Red with just a Zigzagoon. I'll see you guys there. Later.